Welcome to another episode of the E Reads podcast. I am your host, Liz, and I am a therapist, author, and creative wellness coach who helps creatives go from stuck to started on all their creative goals. And this is my podcast where I have friends, creatives, authors, just all people who enjoy creativity and wellness. I have them on to talk about different topics, and today we are talking about how do you create when you are having all the feelings, because sometimes you have to create, like they say the show must go on. Sometimes that is very true when you are having a lot of emotions. And we have the amazing Marcia Black, who is author of The Vampire Who Tried It, and we're going to discuss all of that. Welcome, Marcia. How are
Hey,
you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good, good. Welcome to the show. How is life today?
It's cool. I'm off, so it's great. And I got a chapter done, so I'm feeling good.
Let's
Yes.
go. In a
Yeah.
birthday recently, right?
Yes, yes. I am firmly in my 40s. I'm there.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I like to ask people, okay, so
Mhm.
excited about birthday, not excited. How do you feel about your birthday?
It depends, right? Like having a winter birthday is weird, right?
Uh-huh.
Because everybody wants to hibernate, but this year I kind of did little things separately. I even worked
Mm-hmm.
out my birthday. Like I worked out. So but I got to write, and that's what I wanted to do. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And please let the folks know who don't know you, who you are, and tell us about your debut. This is your debut, correct?
Yes, first.
And
Yeah.
yes, please share about your novel as well as who you are.
Okay. Well, so this is my first book. It is, I consider it a paranormal romance. It does have some contemporary, like fantasy urban vibes because the slow burn is slow burning, y'all. So just know that. But it is a human who becomes part of the vampire world by trying to save her little brother. If anybody has siblings out here, your siblings can get you to do the craziest things, right? And so that was kind of like my premise for that of because I am also an older child, like how I don't consider me doing stupid things, but I have done some stupid things. Yeah, so that is my debut, The Vampire Who Tried It.
Oh, I'm so excited. It is on my TBR. I thought I would
Yeah.
get to it for Halloween and have those nice Halloween vibes, but I'm such a slow reader. So,
Yeah. And I'm learning too, when
hmm
you write, you have less time to read. That
oh
is
my
the,
gosh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, that's the horrible part about writing. Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Because it's like I should be writing, but I also want to read, and
Hmm.
all of that is such a struggle.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And tell us a little bit, what was that like? Like I still remember writing, my first novel and the ups and downs and all of that. And like, what was that like for you going through that process? Like, did you always know that you were going to tell this story? What was that like for
Yeah.
you?
So I mean, it was weird, right? Because it was during COVID, so everything
Mm,
was kind of locked down, and it was a library. My local libraries, they're very young, they were very chipper, and so they were like, "Let's do this nano thing, right?" And I was like, "It's online," so I said, "Okay, I did it." So that's where it started, and then I end up RWA, and I know now, but I will say for me, they were a good transition to trying to take this serious, right? And they had this program called Pen to Paper. And it was like
mm.
a group of 4 or 5, and you
And
had two
for
mentors.
those who is RWA Romance Writers of America?
Oh yes, sorry, Romance
Okay.
Writers of America. Yes, and they have scholarships and stuff. But it was a group of like four. I think it was 5 of us, and we had two mentors. One of them,
Really?
yes, one of them wrote paranormal, and the other one didn't. But she was an editor. I don't know if anybody has read Felicia Mason, Black Romance, Old School, Trad Pub, and that is where I continue to like learn and try to apply things. What I originally started out was like this portal fantasy set in New York. sent in New York, right? And I outlined that. It was a 30-page outline. By the time I was done, I was like, I am not writing this. I'm sick of this. Forget it.
Stop.
Forget it, right? Like I was like, ugh, right? And so then I started just thinking and playing with I've always liked vampires. I was like, man, I would love some black write a black vampire. And so that's where I pivot to like this current story, and it was a community. Like I was sprinting with people. It was during COVID, so you had all this time. We would get up in the mornings. I met someone, Colleen, and me and her would get up every morning and write together. Like it became an integral part of like my day. This process of
Yes.
getting up and writing. So that is what got me to here to actually publishing. Yeah.
Oh, I love that because like listen, them early morning writing sessions and
Hmm.
writing with friends, like that's how my first novel was published, New
Yep.
Moon. And actually it was Portal. I was writing Portal at that time. And NaNoWriMo, doing that
Yeah.
NaNoWriMo. I'm like, oh, let's see, can you do that? And I love that. And having it be gamified and having it be with friends is a really
Yep.
great way to navigate those emotions. And I remember during Nano, just I wanted to quit. Like I almost did, like like I was like, this is not for me. And like, listen, one day maybe I'll tell the story, but like I just remember that feeling. And like for
Mhm.
you, did you have those moments where you wanted to quit, where you're like, oh, what am I doing? What was that like for you?
Absolutely. like it was like I want to quit. This sucks. This is trash. Nobody wants to read this. And honestly, that is where community comes in because you need someone where you're ready to just chuck it all. I literally had a friend email me when I like she mailed me a card when I finished my draft. You better not throw it away because that is how you feel all the emotions. And it's even worse, I feel, when you are an actual reader because you've read so many amazing
Yes.
things and you're comparing all your crap in rough drafts to this finished amazing thing. So yes, for
Preach
sure.
about it. Let me
Yes.
tell you. I hate writing the first draft. I hate
Yeah.
it. I hate it. I hate it because I'm just like, man, I'm reading this book over here and this is
Mhm.
trash. It's like, of
Mhm.
course, it's the first draft, but like, yeah, like it, you really could be in your feelings. And like
Yeah.
having your friends, having people that are like, hey, when's it coming out,
Yep.
really helps. And like, for me, sometimes the characters won't let me stop. Like they're just
Mhm.
chatter, chipper, chatter, 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 chatter.
Yeah.
What is that like for you? Do you plot? Do your characters talk
Yeah.
to you? What is that journey like?
So I get the world first.
Do
Like
you?
I
Okay.
do. I start seeing the world first. And then people start populating or like situations. And
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people are like character first.
Mm-hmm.
And I learning to try to write and trying to make myself be character first is where I kind of had a lot of those stops, right? And
Mm.
that's where I had to learn. I really the best thing you can do is find what works for you naturally.
Say it
Yes.
again. People need
What
to hear that.
yes, what works for you. And I've learned the things, try the things, but at the end of the day, if it don't work for you, if that's not how your brain thinks, it's not gonna work. And that was the biggest challenge for me because I am, especially at being day job, you got to be so type A and I'm so organized and on top of it. I tried to apply that same thing to this creative thing, thinking it will, why would it not work? Why would it not work? It don't work. It don't work for me.
Let me tell you, that brain be like, yeah, you
Yeah.
think that's gonna,
Yeah.
that's gonna work? It'd be like, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. And I be, listen,
Yeah.
I feel you and feel so validated. And I
Mhm.
wished, when I was starting, people talk more about that. Like,
Yeah.
I wrote, during the pandemic and being on platforms like Clubhouse and, everyone like, this is how you should write. You should do this. You
Yeah.
should do that. And all those shoulds wouldn't work for me. Like my
Yeah.
brain was like, nope, nope. And so
Yes.
I'm like, there's something, I must not be a writer. When the
Yeah.
reality was like, you just didn't find your process yet. And so I
Hmm.
appreciate you highlighting for folks, find your process. Like
Yep.
there, talk to a million writers. You're going to get a million
Hmm.
different ways and try, and you're going to find what works.
Yes.
Because like absolutely people need to hear that.
Yeah, I think there was the two major things for me is like finding my process and that accountability, like that community. It would not, I would not have finished if it weren't for that. Yeah, for sure.
And then thinking about that, I think the stat is like 90% of people who set out to write a book do not finish. You
Yeah,
know, did you hear that stat? Like, did you decide I'm not going to be one of those? Like, what kept you going, outside of your community, in those
yeah.
moments, what kept you going?
So I really wanted to finish it. I wanted to see what happened. Now, I didn't learn about the stat until after when I was beating myself about like this should be better, this should be this. And then when I saw the stat and I was like, oh, okay, okay. Like calm down. You did okay. Yeah.
Let me tell you,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. And then, so after you write the book, you gotta
Yeah.
publish it. And,
Yeah.
people finish and not everyone publishes. Like they
Yeah.
get it is a very vulnerable and exposing process,
Yes.
writing a book and publishing. It really can trigger a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
What was that publishing process like? Did you decide like I'm trying to do traditional. I'm always
Yeah.
going to be indie. What was that part for you?
So I always knew I wanted to be indie just because I work. I have bosses already. Like in this creative endeavor, I didn't want nobody to tell me what to do, right?
Come on.
Yeah, and so that's why I was like, okay, I'll do indie. And then it was the conversation of KUNY. Well,
Hmm.
no one, what I wish people would talk about more is the fatigue of finishing, then trying to publish and do all the things. So by the time I was done editing, because you're editing, you're learning everything for the first time. You're
Yes.
writing, trying to publish, how these
Hmm.
programs and stuff work. So by the time I made it to the end, it was like, just put it on Amazon. Like I was like, I will learn the other stuff next, right?
But you
And
know what?
then,
Like, I
yeah,
want to pause there because I
uh,
think that's so important because, like, there's so much learning and so
yeah,
much, decision fatigue. You can always add more. I think sometimes
hmm,
people hyperfixate on, I must decide right now what's the
yeah,
right path, KU or Y. Well, like, try one. If it doesn't work,
hmm,
switch. Like, it really, you have a lot of flexibility being an indie author, and so I love that. I love that you said, what, forget it. Let me just try this and then I'll figure out and
yes,
grow from there. But I think sometimes we're like, what I do now, I must do forever. And
yeah.
and that's a lot of pressure.
And perfectionism, right? Like we want to do it
Hmm.
right the first time. And that was the hardest thing I had to sit with because it's just not possible. It's not possible. Yeah,
Tell us more about perfectionism, because again, like that gets in
yeah,
a lot of way, in people's way where like they're editing for like 7 years and like,
yeah,
they don't move forward. What was that your journey like with, perfectionism and even imposter syndrome,
yeah.
if that was a part of your journey?
Yeah, like I'm still wrestling with that. Like, because the reviews, I know I don't read them anymore. My sister reads them and tells me about the good ones, and
Oh,
I
nice.
I created this little note on my app of like, and this will go on there, the interview, like the good things that happened, so that I can just scroll down there when I'm in my feelings about what I've written or things that may have. Because unfortunately, being online, you are going to see things. The
Mm.
algorithm is messy, right?
Yeah.
It is definitely going to serve you up. And even if you're not tagged, sometimes you're going to see it. And there was one that kind of like took me aback. And of course, you kind of spiral, and I start looking for errors and things. And that's just not healthy. I'll never be able to move forward. So, the thing I promised myself, because I am a learner, I love to learn, is that with each book, I'm going to focus on one new thing. That is what I have the bandwidth for. And I tell people, like, this is my day one. Rock with me as I learn and grow. Hopefully, I'll get better every time. So that's where I'm at with it.
I love that commitment to do one new thing
Yeah.
every time because again it humanizes the process. Like, no, you're not going to do everything right the first time. You're learning as you should be. You should be
Yeah.
growing. Even our favorite authors, you go back to their earlier books to now, it has changed. And so I love that reframing of just what is one thing that you're going to do better,
Yeah.
whether that's the marketing, whether that's about your characters, your world, but what is
Yeah.
that one thing? I love that. Um, and going back to the reviews, thankfully, listen, pause, I'm talking to the algorithm. Algorithm, don't serve me up none of my stuff.
Don't do it.
Mm.
What was that process like for you, especially in the early, because sometimes it seems like the negative reviews come in before the good reviews. And so
Yeah.
what was that like for you?
Like, I don't like them, Liz. Like, what else to say? I don't want to see them. I don't like it, right? Like, I am still working on that. Don't people don't know me? They don't know me, okay? But my feelings be hurt, and I'm just like, I don't want to read them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, even in the I'm working through the good ones where people tag me in videos loving the stuff. I it's like I had to stop myself from being like, well, no, don't read it. Like, I don't want you, it's not that good. Like, I'll get better. Like, that part, I never counted on happening, right? Like, I knew, like, no, I knew I wouldn't like bad reviews, but I didn't realize how uncomfortable the good ones would be because I am being perceived. You're seeing me. You enjoy this thing I created in like all these days and nights of like trying to make it as good as my skill set
Mm-hmm.
is.
Mm-hmm.
That was something I was not prepared for. Yeah.
Absolutely. And like, I love that you have someone to like read your reviews and
Yeah.
create that buffer because like, I know people are like, don't read your reviews. But when you are like the CEO, right? You are
Yeah.
the author, you are the head. You need to know what people are talking about
Yeah.
because you got to use that to promote. It helps you to know what
Hmm.
you're doing well, what you need to improve on. Like
Yeah.
you need that data. And so it's nice when you have someone to buffer that
Yeah.
and to go through that process. Because it can be very overwhelming, the good and the bad, because
Yeah.
sometimes that good can add pressure and say like, oh well, they're just saying that it's not that good, and like
Yeah.
there's such a mental game there.
Yeah. For sure. It mental. Yeah.
Hmm. What is that, how is the mental fatigue of everything? Because again, like you're working full time,
Yeah.
you're writing the next book, you're
Yeah.
marketing, like how are you managing it all?
So I do have some help, right? Like my sister is helping me. I am not believe it or not, I am not very social media savvy, right? But my sister has helped me a lot, and she does. Her and my mother prod me. I haven't seen you post anything in a while. Like you haven't da da
Stop.
da. Yes, girl. Yes, my mother be like, you haven't answered. You didn't. This person commented and you did not respond to them. I'm like, I didn't see it yet.
Not you having a full PR and marketing team.
Right? Like, so I'm like, let me go respond because it's not like I also try to limit the social because I don't want to scroll and doom scroll and it
Oh,
just
girl, facts.
destroys my whole mood, right? And so, but like, so that has helped me stay accountable with trying to post. I do, I don't know why, but I kind of like TikTok more. Um, but I don't
It's a
like it
nicer
is,
algorithm. It really is different
it
than Instagram.
is.
It really is.
Yeah, and everybody, I've gotten tagged in some things and people have been really kind, but it's a lot. Like I took off. That's why I took off a week because I was like, you know what? I want to work on my novella, right? Like I want to work on this project, and I feel guilty devoting so much of my time. Sorry, I don't know, devoting so much of my time to my day job, but nothing to myself. And like, how can I give
Mm.
so much to this company who, especially with all these layoffs and things you're seeing?
Come on.
And
Hmm.
I'm like, I know good and well, I'm no special unicorn. And so when at the end of the day, I want to be able to say, I push me what I want, what's important to me for it. So that's how I kind of try to balance it. Just that I don't want to disappoint myself. I don't want to,
Mm.
yeah, like I've even started wearing a charm. Like this charm has me on there as a kid to remind myself to take care of her, right? To
Oh,
do the things
yeah.
that I wanted. When I was in second grade, I wrote my first book, right? And I threw it in the trash. And
Really?
yes, and so I think about that, and so I've been wearing this as a reminder of like, do well, do right by that little girl. So yeah.
Oh, I want to go back and talk about that motivation, but we have a
Mm.
question that I want to get to,
Okay.
which is, does your sister go after the mean reviewers? I mean, listen, you got your whole PR marketing team. I mean, how are they
Let me
handling
tell you
this?
something. My sister, her name is Cassandra, and we call her Sass. Okay. She has earned that name, but I have been like, this is a different world. Unless they physically put hands on me, don't engage, please.
You like, listen, we gotta protect the brand. We gotta protect.
Right? Don't, yeah, because she do not, she don't like it. She'll be like, and then she'll be like, they don't, they can write a book. They, which she says the things that I want to say, but she my sister, of course, right? Like she's gonna be defensive of me, and she knows how hard I've worked, the things that I've had to
Yes.
say no to work on this
Yes.
book. So yeah,
I love that. And I love that. Listen, your support system, listen, I love them. This
yeah,
is great. Now, I want to go back because I think this is so important. You
hmm
talked about in other words, not giving so much to this company and not to yourself. And I feel
yeah,
like a lot of people struggle with that. It's really easy and secure to give to a job, but we
yeah,
have seen in these past few years these
mhm.
jobs are not here for you. You
No,
work for them, and when that no longer serves the company, they're letting you go.
yep,
And I've seen some instances where people are not getting severance because like the company has run out of money. There is no severance
yeah,
to give you. You are gone. Your last paycheck is Friday.
yep,
And I think that is an important lesson now. Like, granted, everyone doesn't have to be an entrepreneur, but you
yeah,
should be doing something for yourself,
yeah,
something that makes you smile, not waiting until retirement, because
yeah.
honestly, we all may not make it there. And we see that
Okay,
every day. So, doing
yep,
something that feeds into yourself. So, I love that
yeah,
message.
for sure. I mean, I've lost coworkers.
Yeah.
Um, and you're just they're there one day and then they're gone. That
Yep.
there's someone has replaced them.
Come on.
The little doves on the zone page, right? And they've been amazing people who were loved. And one of them particularly comes to mind because she was an amazing musician and she wanted to play on a cruise ship, but she
Mm,
didn't want to do it. She didn't do it. And so and even my friend who I would write with in the morning, she passed before she can put her book out. And so
mm,
I can just like I have so many reminders to do
yes.
this thing that I've always wanted to do. And so at the end of the day, it doesn't matter the bad reviews, it doesn't matter the things who don't like it. I like it. I like how I feel when I do the thing I wanted to do. And so I'm going to keep doing it and I'll get better.
I love that. I like the way I feel when I'm
Yeah.
doing it. And like that has kept me going so many times because like living your dream is hard. Like
Yeah.
people don't talk about that. Just because you're living your dream or you're putting effort into your dream doesn't mean there's not bad days. But
Mhm.
let me tell you, I'll do it time and time again because when I'm doing it, I feel really good, and that no
Mhm.
one can take that away from you. No bad
Yes.
review, like it hurts, but like when you are in your zone of genius, it's like, oh yeah, this is why I show up. This is why I do that.
Mhm.
So like, I love that reminder for folks who may be like, I'm scared to try. I'm scared
Yeah.
to do it. That'll pass. Like
Mhm.
that'll pass, but like,
Yeah.
don't miss your moment.
Exactly. Do it. Mhm.
Mm. What would you go back and say to the little version of you that you walk around with your charm, your reminder? What
Yeah.
would you tell her?
Like, just keep writing, girl. You like it. Like, I was so young trying to be practical. I was like, well, you don't make money writing, and writing is hard. Like, you're in the seventh grade. Have enjoy, right? And two, like, I think about like there's a little girl. Well, she's not a little. She's in middle school on TikTok who I follow who is writing, and she's published her first book. And I look at her, and she's like, "Well, um, she has her list of goals, right? She wants to be a New York Times bestseller in this." And I'm like, "Girl, you can do it." And she's like, "You really think so?" With the fact that you kept going at this young age, you are
Come
going
on.
for what you want. There's nobody stopping you. And so I like that. And two, it's just I love seeing it. It reminds me that at no matter what age, if you have the gift of knowing what you should be doing, you need to be doing it. You're never going to be happy not doing it.
Come on, preach, preach, preach,
Mm,
preach, preach, because absolutely. And like that's why like I love supporting and seeing people live their dream, because
Yes.
it's just that reminder to keep going, because it
Yes.
really is just this transformative joy to do what you love and what you're meant to do.
Mm-hmm.
There's no better feeling, and then when people pay you for it, it's even
Yeah.
better. But like,
Right.
just doing the thing that you feel like you're meant to do feels so
Mm-hmm.
good.
Yeah. I mean, the pay was interesting, has been interesting. But like, coins were exchanged.
Not coins.
Ah. So, yeah.
So tell us, because a lot of, indie authors, especially new
Mhm.
authors, get exhausted with the marketing and
Yeah.
feeling like the money isn't coming in. Tell us, what has that process been like? What have been the emotions around that?
So like I like okay, I'm just gonna be candid. I feel like the life of an indie author, the patient it's unfair, right? You're paying for services and you may not ever see a profit, you know? And I feel like sometimes people are really hard on people who are trying to do this. Indie or trad, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's so many things. Indie is a hard route.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, there's no gatekeeper but you, but like it's a lot of money up front, right?
Honey, yes, it is.
So yes, and I think a lot of people don't understand that. And even sometimes when people ask for things, like I have gotten requests like, would you do an audio book? I'm like, girl, I got no money. I got no money for that, right? But
And they
like I
ask
get
it
you.
so like, oh, you could do this tomorrow. I'm like, do you, like, some coins are coming in, but like not
Right.
coins like that.
Right, like I'm dreaming with you, girl. I hopefully one day, right? Like, and I get like a sale or a some page reads a day, right? And so I'm going by okay, every day at least someone is engaging with this thing, right?
Yep.
I have made money. Have I made back the first round of editing? No, right? Um, it's an interesting thing, and so I keep more experienced authors are telling me it's the backlist, right? But I, as much as the day job may be a drainer, I need that to pay for this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
um and so I'm grateful to have it. But it is a lot of unexpected costs. I don't feel like I'm hoping because I used to blog. I know people don't blog no more, but I used to do reviews, and I never did negative. And because at the time I didn't want to talk about anything bad, like I just didn't want. If I didn't like it, I don't want to talk about it. I want to write a whole post on it.
Right.
And so, but now being on this side of it, I'm just like, dang, like these poor authors.
And especially because people are like, oh, the algorithm
Hmm.
rewards negativity, and like,
Hmm.
like, if I don't like it, I'm just not going to post about it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to disparage somebody else unless it's
Mhm.
like, listen, you need to stay away from this.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, for
And,
sure.
and going back to blogging, hey, it's Taisha says we're still blogging out here, and like, listen, I'm bringing
Are
back my
we?
blog.
Okay.
Let me tell you. So, okay, going back to our branding
Uh-huh.
conversation, let me tell you, blogs are a really great way for marketing, because
Okay.
if you think about the SEO, so just say you're like top paranormal vampire books, right?
Yeah.
It can be a way of SEO, so people can find that on your website and find
Okay.
you, and all of that. So I'm trying to be more intentional and on
Hmm.
brand with my blog this year. So yesterday I was just writing down some topics and things like that. So
Okay.
absolutely. So think about your blog and
You
how you
helped me
might
to
want
think.
to use it.
I mean, I did
Yes.
it for so long, like over 10 years. Like, like.
Oh my! Listen, you might need to connect with Taisha about her free audit and
Uh,
see about your blog. Okay,
I
y'all need
like.
to connect.
I literally shut it down. Like, I still pay for my domain because I was just like, no one is reading blog. Like, but I didn't. But I should have looked into that. But now you do got me kind of curious to explore and see
Yes,
what I can talk about now. Yeah.
absolutely. And especially if you connect it to your Pinterest, right?
Hmm.
And like, or like if you create pins that lead to your blog,
Yeah.
that could be some great evergreen content.
I mean, you
See,
got me
I'm
kind of
learning, y'all. See,
excited.
I'm learning.
Yeah, you got me excited to look into doing that again because I do love talking about books at the end of the day. I really do. Yeah.
I love it. And we have a comment here from Alexis. Hey, my friend. The algorithm definitely rewards negativity, and being
Mhm.
positive is more rewarding. It really is. And so,
Yeah.
like, listen, if your brand is all about not being negative, but being
Yeah.
realistic, do that. There's value in it.
Yeah.
Um, I don't I'm starting to lose trust in these people who use negativity to gain visibility.
Yeah.
Like, it
Yeah.
gets old fast.
It does. And I like, there's creators you find who are positive, uplifting, right?
Hmm.
Like, and I know some people do like the negativity, and that's fine. I personally, I don't want it. I, if
Right. I'm
I
tired.
find,
Like,
yeah, if I find myself about to type or say anything negative, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna block you because I don't want that in my life, and I don't want to react like that. And so that means there's something here, and let me just make sure I don't ever see it again. So yeah. That's
I
where
I,
I'm at.
lo- I love that, and it's really creating boundaries for your
Hmm.
wellness, for your creativity, and so like, if you had to let us know, like, what are your boundaries? What are the things that you do to protect your creativity, so that way, if
Yeah.
someone's listening, they're just like, oh, I haven't had the motivation to
Yeah.
to create. They can maybe think about what boundaries they need to put in place.
Yeah. So one thing I do is I don't like the blocking, right? It's not even personal. Like it could be the most random, nothing to do with books, right? So I'll do that. I only engage with positive stuff. Like I'm not on a post going to town that's dragging anyone or anybody for anything, right? Because it does affect how I feel. It just does.
Yes.
Um, and also like I try to, one of the things that's very important is me showing up for myself or I feel bad. And so one of the ways I protect my energy and my boundaries to myself is I do something like even if it's pulling out my phone, jotting down some notes on the scene, an outline or a TikTok idea, right? I showed up for myself in my personal endeavors, right? And so that helps. I'm also one of the things I'm working on is like the things I attend physically and in person, right? Um, I realized too being how I'm finding it, being in certain atmospheres, even if it's bookish or a bookish space, does not mean it's necessarily going to be a good one for me. And
Ooh,
it's okay.
yes.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
okay to say no. It's okay to ignore it or not do that thing. But yeah, I just don't. I like. I don't engage. I don't get involved with nothing. If I created a I created a therapy world as I'm calling it, with a project that I'm working on. I'm just world building and all the things, the angsty things that make me upset, make me, it go. I get to play with it in this world. I don't know if this project would ever see the light of day, but it helps me get the things out.
I love that. I love that you're making you a priority in a world that
Yeah,
sometimes would try to take up so much space or to say, hustle more, do this. You are
yeah,
being very protective of yourself. And I think that's important for creatives most of all,
yeah,
because our energy, like, we need it to put it out into something that's going to shed light to someone else. And so, like, y'all be protective and mindful about the things that are important to you. And make sure you schedule that time
yeah,
for you, because your job is not going to do it for you. No one else is going to do, like, you have to schedule time for what is important to you.
for sure. Yeah, you
Oh,
do.
so yeah, go ahead.
No, I just want to say you do. I mean, it's so hard. Even if it's not something else, it could just be you scrolling on your phone that's taking time away from maybe the thing you wanted to do, right? So it could just be so many. Now I ain't saying don't neglect your children and your pets and your, like do do those things. Let's keep the people alive, okay? But like, please, take care of yourself. Even mothers, right? Like I have so many friends who are mom and they're always on mom duty. But girl, you are a whole human being who has dreams, goals, and aspirations, and you living that
Preach.
out is a sign to your child to live theirs too. So yeah,
Preach. Absolutely. The more that you take care of all
yeah,
the parts of yourself, the more you show up and you model that great behavior for others.
yeah.
Like, it is not like I love that, love that, love that reminder. And I'm gonna go take care of my fur baby because I know he's waiting. I fed him late today. He was
Yeah.
like, "Girl, I waited patiently. You gonna feed me now?" But please tell us, where we can buy and where we can support your first book and anything that you can share about the book that you're currently working
Yeah.
on.
So I'm Marcia Black. Right now I'm currently paperbacks and ebook is on Amazon. I am in KU. If you want to try me out, it's a thickie, okay? It is a thickie. Now, my next book coming out, I'm just waiting to get on the editor's schedule so I can put it up for pre-order. But it is, and that was one of the things I wanted to work on this year was writing shorter after writing such a long book. I was like, girl, you need to practice on this craft of like cutting it. And so it's a novella. It's set at one of the companies that my hero owns in my first book, Redline Biotech. It is a gargoyle, so it is a a black monster romance. Second chance, workplace. Um, I had a good time. Like I really liked them. One thing I will say with me, y'all always gonna get a smart man. Always.
Let's go.
He's not gonna be a human. But I can guarantee he's gonna be smart. Okay, he's gonna be smart because I find that very, very attractive. So yeah.
Oh, I love that. And we have the link pin. Thank you so much for
Oh,
that.
thank
Let me
you.
tell you,
That's
I
my
love you.
sister. See,
Let me tell you, your people got you, and I love that for
girl,
you. Listen, if you don't have a support team like
right?
Marcia, what are you doing?
Yeah. I gotta
I'm
talk
gonna
to him
call my
nice,
mama and tell her, listen, I need you to upgrade. You ain't getting no raise this year.
right? Like I'm telling you. See, look. Yeah, they are not gonna have me caught out here looking crazy, and I
Come
appreciate it. I
on.
do. Yeah.
I love that so much for y'all. Listen, check out the episode show notes so that you can support her and buy her works. And I can't wait to pre-order the next book
Yeah.
because it sounds very exciting. So wait a minute, question. Did you always know that you wanted to write in that genre? Are there other genres
Yeah.
in your mind floating around? Like, what's the future of your
I
brand?
I love non-human men. Like, but as a reader, I read everything, but I've always been drawn to paranormal, sci-fi, specifically those two, right? Um,
Really?
I love a woman fight. I love action. I love the strength, and I like the world. I love unique worlds, right?
Yeah.
I hopefully one day I like I have a Trello board, y'all, full of like my next 7 book covers and books, and I always plug in like, oh, I want this scene in here, and I want this like, and if something comes to me, I go ahead to their book, their page on the Trello board, and add it, right? Um,
We need to be
and
better at that.
I have to because I don't remember. I will forget. I will forget, straight up forget, okay? Or and forget where even wrote it down. So the Trello board is there, it's searchable. That's what I'm using. But my next several projects are going to be in this current role. So they're going to be vampires or a novella. I do want to do. I want to try YJs, like eventually. Um, I do with a strong heroine, but like the dynamics, playing with the dynamics of the men. Um,
Oh.
but that is one of those skill sets that I want to learn, right? That chemistry and how not everything being physical, but like that. But y'all, there it's open door. I don't want to send nobody that's closed door down that path. I will be writing open door everything, but yeah, like I mean, I I love a non-human man in a different world. I do.
I love that. And we have a question here and says, would you consider yourself a world builder as an author? Like, is that like your favorite thing to do?
That's my favorite thing. I love building a world, and I also like. How can I say this? I like the scenes, the intimate scenes where they're like talking, like those are like. I mean, I like the talking. I love, and I have to try to say like, come on, let's throw some action in here because I just love that communicating back and forth
Yeah.
and like the little smart remarks and the little. I just love that. I don't know. Maybe it's banter. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay,
Got the little
yeah,
banter
like
going.
yes, I love that. I love the, but I will say if I ever write a contemporary, it would probably be a sports romance.
Ooh,
Um,
why?
because my background, like, I have a degree in motorsports management, and so it would definitely be like something racing because of that.
Yeah.
all that time in that world. But like I tell people all this,
Yo, okay, would they be black characters? Would they be like,
I am, yes, they will be black, right?
I
Um,
want it now, where's the pre-order? But
I that would probably be the only place. I do have some, like, I don't know, it would be dark. I like somebody, like, I don't read a lot of sports romances just because it just sometimes it touches too deep. But like, y'all are writing these guys too nice, and they are not that nice. Like, they are not. So yeah.
racing vampires, maybe. Ooh.
Maybe. I mean, the history is there, right? Like, underground, kind of the mafia-ish, like the
Oh,
start of it. So I mean, it's possible. Anything is possible. That is why I like making the world first.
and like I love that, like I love this show because you talk to so many different people who come
Yes.
from so many different backgrounds, and I love how it shows up in the writing. And like, like, listen, if you have a story out there, don't minimize it. Like, write your
Mhm.
story, because like these ideas are so beautiful and inspiring.
Yes.
And yeah, again, I can't wait to see, what's next for you.
And somebody, there's always, like, write the story. And there's certain people who slid in my DMs and gave me feedback when there were ARC readers, and I'm like, girl, why you not writing a book? Because just the way you see things. And I feel like there's more people who should be writing and putting their stories out there, and just start anywhere. I mean, it doesn't have to
Right.
be a whole novella. It could be this came to mind and something, but get out there.
Listen, flash fiction, that's less than
Hmm.
what, 3,000 words? Listen, I
Yeah.
just put one up on Amazon. There's other stories. I think I saw there's one that's like one page. Like,
Yeah.
try it.
Get
Try
out
it, try
there.
it, try it.
Get out there so I
Absolutely.
can read it.
Facts, okay? I know my TBR is long. I still want to
Yeah,
read your
it's
story.
fine. Hmm. It's fine. Hmm.
Oh,
Hmm.
Marcia, please, last words for folks. What do you want to leave
Yeah.
people with?
I hope y'all give me a chance. If you don't like long books, my novella will be out this spring. Definitely, I'm looking at the end of March, early April. Subscribe to my newsletter. I do tend to write little shorts there, with characters. I do tend to try to keep it lighter. I did write a Christmas and three people died, so I scrapped that. I scrapped it and I made it light and fluffy, but I may give it to y'all both just so y'all can see where the how dark the mind goes. But we come back here. But like, yeah, just check, or if there's anything I've said that you think I can help you with, like, I have been helped and supported by so many people. I would love the opportunity to give it back. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so very much. Thank
Mhm.
you, listeners, for hanging out with us. Until next time, happy writing.
Bye.